Brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from One A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of oneaauto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're working with our 2006 Cadillac CTS 2.8 liter V6. We're going to be changing out our Bank 2 Sensor 1, or the driver's upstream O2 sensor. If you like this information, please hit that subscribe button. We have a ton more information on this vehicle, as well as many other makes and models. Or if you want to buy these parts for your vehicle, they're available at oneaauto.com. You can follow the link in the description. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. Remove the black caps over the nuts for the windshield wiper arms. All you have to do is squeeze them together, pop them off. We're going to use a small piece of painter's tape. Make sure you use the straight edge to mark the position and angle of the wiper blade so we can reinstall our wiper arms properly. Remove the two 15mm nuts securing the wiper arms down, the 15mm socket and ratchet. If you're only replacing one arm, you'll only have to do this for that particular one. Work the wiper arms off of the splines. Do this by grabbing them at the joint, simply pulling up and pushing down. Eventually, it'll work its way off the splines. You can remove your wiper arm. Peel off the weather strip. Remove these four 7mm screws. We're going to use the 7mm socket and ratchet. Lift up, carefully release this plastic as it's hooked under the windshield. See the little hooks here? Just be careful to pull out and away with those. Remove this 10mm nut up against the fender on the driver's side. Lift up off of the splines for the wiper arms. Remove the driver's side of the cowl cover. Remove these two 10mm bolts securing the wiper transmission and assembly into the vehicle. It's a little easier to access this top one from the other side of the hood. I'm going to use a 10mm socket, ratchet, and extension. Lift up and toward the center of the vehicle to release this tab. Flip over the assembly, release the connector, remove the assembly from your vehicle. We're going to remove the engine cover to make it easier to gain access to the back side of the engine, and because I'm going to have to lay across the intake to get back there, and we don't want to risk breaking the plastic. Remove the oil cap. Lift up and pop off the cover and reinstall the oil cap to prevent any dirt and debris from falling in while we're working. So the connector for the O2 sensor is located here on the back side of the engine. We're going to reach down, slide it toward the center to remove it from its clips. Then release this yellow safety. Pulls back. And push down and pull the connectors apart. Install the O2 sensor socket or a 22mm wrench over the sensor. Once you've cracked the sensor loose, you should be able to remove it the rest of the way by hand. Remove the sensor from the vehicle. Here we have the two upstream O2 sensors that we removed from our 2006 Cadillac CTS 2.8 liter V6 and our new part from 1AAuto.com. As you can see, both old sensors are identical to each other, as well as the new sensor. They have the same 22mm hex, same threads, same tip on them. The new one comes coated in an anti-seize lubricant to prevent it from locking into the exhaust after you install it. We have the same length wires wrapped in a heat-treated coating to keep them from melting, being along the back of the engine and the exhaust. The connectors themselves are the same on all three components. Our new one actually comes with a new clip. Sometimes these break off or get stuck in the motor. Ours are stuck in the engine, so if we want, we can simply pop that off and lock it back into the connectors that are already there, or we can pry these out of the motor, have a nice fresh tab to hold this in place. Faulty oxygen sensors can be the cause of rough running conditions, lean or rich engine codes, as well as being partially responsible for the P0420 catalytic converter codes that are common on a lot of vehicles. So if you've narrowed down that the upstream O2 sensor is the cause of any of these issues for you, this new part from 1A Auto is going to go in, direct fit, just like your original equipment, and fix you up right. Reinstall your driver's side O2 sensor. Install your O2 sensor socket or a 22mm wrench. Tighten down the O2 sensor the rest of the way. Remove the socket. Send the connector back up behind the motor so we can reconnect it from the top. Reconnect the electrical connector. Snap the safety into place. Lock the connector back onto its retainer. Reconnect the electrical connector. Set this opening onto the pin. And start tightening down your two 10mm bolts. Reinstall the driver's side of the cowl cover first. Be sure that all the plastic hooks line up under the windshield. Reinstall the 10mm nut. Reinstall the passenger side of the cowl cover. Again, make sure that all these hooks line up and go underneath the windshield. Reinstall your 7mm screws. Reinstall the rubber seal. The channel simply presses on to this ridge here. Line up your wiper to the tape mark we made on the windshield earlier. And torque to 26 foot-pounds. Line up your wiper to the tape mark we made earlier. Start the nut by hand. Torque the nut to 26 foot-pounds. Reinstall the plastic cap. Close the hood. Remove the tape marks from the windshield. And check for proper operation of your wiper motor.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1AAuto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.